Asterisk, the commercial break stretched longer than usual, too long, if anyone were being honest. The studio, normally a hive of smooth choreography, felt off balance. A makeup artist hovered near Meghan, unsure whether she was welcome. Meghan didn't acknowledge her. She sat frozen, hands clasped tightly, eyes fixed straight ahead as if daring the air itself to challenge her. Asterisk across from her. Gayle King sifted through her note cards again and again. Her hands were steady, but her jaw flexed with a tension she didn't bother hiding anymore. Tony and Nate exchanged glances that were practically conversations. Do we go softer? Harder? Cut the last segment? Abort the whole thing? Asterisk, but producers were already running. They smelled ratings. They smelled fire. And nothing drew morning show viewers like a slow, crackling meltdown. 30 seconds, a stage manager announced. Gayle exhaled once, deeply, like someone centering herself before walking into a courtroom. Meghan didn't blink. The lights warmed. The hum of cameras activated. The red light blinked on. Asterisk, welcome back, Gayle said, her voice smooth but stripped of its earlier silk. We are continuing our conversation with Meghan Markle. Asterisk, the shift in her tone was subtle but unmistakable. She wasn't inviting a guest into a cozy living room anymore. She was anchoring a breaking news segment from the middle of a storm. Asterisk, Meghan offered the same tight, polite smile she'd flashed when the interview began, except now the edges looked sharpened. It's almost weaponized. Asterisk, Gayle continued. Before the break, we talked about your experiences, your frustrations, your boundaries. We also said we'd discuss your foundation and your current work. I want to begin there. Asterisk, Meghan nodded once. Good. Asterisk, your foundation has launched several initiatives in the past few years, Gayle said. But critics, Meghan's eyes narrowed instantly. Critics have questioned transparency, its outcomes, even the direction of some projects. What would you say to those concerns? Asterisk, Meghan let the silence stretch to the point of discomfort. Then, asterisk, I would say that people who critique from the outside rarely understand what impact looks like on the inside. Asterisk, Gayle refused to look away. Can you give us one example of measurable impact your team is proud of? Asterisk, Meghan's lips thinned. Impact isn't always about numbers. Asterisk, but sometimes it is, Nate interjected gently, especially when public perception is part of the equation. Asterisk, Meghan turned her head toward him slowly. Perception, she repeated. Public perception is a construct. People see what they want to see. If they decide against you, facts won't save you. Asterisk, Tony leaned forward. Are you saying criticism of your foundation is based entirely on bias? Asterisk, I'm saying it's convenient, Meghan answered. People expect me to justify every decision I make, while others in more established institutions get praised for doing half as much. Asterisk, Tony nodded slowly, absorbing the jab. But transparency builds trust, he offered. And trust is important for any public initiative. Asterisk, trust, Meghan echoed with a dry laugh. Trust is what the public demands from women they've already decided not to trust. Gayle felt the line snap inside herself. Enough. Asterisk, she adjusted her red suit jacket, sat taller, and folded her hands deliberately on her lap. Asterisk, Meghan, she said, her tone no longer coated in morning show sweetness. Let's be honest with each other. Because right now it feels like you came here expecting a fight. Asterisk, Meghan blinked. Caught off guard for the first time? Asterisk, I came here expecting respect, she replied. Asterisk, and you have it, Gayle said firmly. But respect goes both ways. We're interviewing you. We're asking reasonable questions. And you're deflecting every single one. At some point, that stops being boundaries and starts looking like hostility. Asterisk, the audience gasped. The producers leaned in toward the monitor like wolves scenting blood. Asterisk, Meghan's posture stiffened, shoulders inching higher. So now I'm hostile? She asked. Is that the narrative? Asterisk, no, Gayle said calmly. It's the observation. Asterisk, Meghan exhaled sharply, shaking her head. This is exactly the problem. When I don't play along, I'm labeled difficult, emotional, problematic. This is what women like me deal with every day. Asterisk Tony shifted forward, sensing a dangerous spiral. No one here said asterisk? You don't have to say it? Meghan snapped. It's implied. It's always implied. Asterisk Nate held up both hands gently. We're not here to attack your character. But you're dissecting it, Meghan fired back. Gayle's patience finally reached its frayed. Final edge. Asterisk Meghan, she said. Her voice low, but razor sharp. You agreed to be on this show? You agreed to answer questions. And when those questions became uncomfortable, you responded by accusing everyone in this room of bad faith. That's unfair to us and to our viewers. Asterisk Meghan stared at her, stunned not because Gayle was wrong, but because she wasn't supposed to say it out loud. Asterisk a few members of the audience murmured in agreement. Others murmured in discomfort. The tension in the studio compressed to a single thread. Gayle continued. This is a morning show. This is not political combat. This is not a battlefield. These are conversations watched by millions of people trying to understand the world. And right now, they're watching two things. Your defensiveness. In my restraint, Gann inhaled sharply, eyes flashing. Restraint? She repeated incredulously. Is that what you call this? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you're trying to provoke me. Asterisk, no, Gayle replied. I'm trying to interview you. Asterisk, oh come on, Meghan shot back. Everyone knows what this really is. You want a headline? You want a clip. You want a viral moment? Asterisk. If I wanted a viral moment, Gayle said calmly, I would let you keep talking exactly the way you have been. That landed like a slap. Meghan's mouth fell open just a fraction. Asterisk Tony's pen fell off the table. Nate closed his eyes briefly, bracing for impact. Asterisk the air in the studio thickened. Humming with the kind of live electricity producers dream about and anchors dread. Asterisk. Let's do this, Meghan said suddenly, leaning forward, voice dropping low. Ask whatever you want. Go ahead. I'm sure the next question will be about the monarchy, or my husband, or my mental health. Or maybe you'll bring out some royal expert hiding backstage. Gayle stared at her for a long moment. Then she turned to the camera. Asterisk security. She said in a tone so steady it was almost emotionless. Please step onto the stage. A stunned silence fell over everyone. Meghan's head snapped toward her. Asterisk? Excuse me? She demanded asterisk. Two studio security officers emerged from stage left, not rushing, not dramatic, just calm and professional. Gayle looked directly at Meghan. This is not the environment we aim to create on this program, she said evenly. My team is uncomfortable. Our audience is uncomfortable. And I refuse to let this interview escalate further. Asterisk, Meghan's breath caught audibly. Are you removing me? Asterisk Gayle didn't look away. Yes. The audience gasped in unison, some covering their mouths. Meghan stood abruptly, fury and disbelief clashing across her face. So this is how you treat your guests. This is how women support other women. This is how professionals maintain a safe environment, Gayle replied. Meghan pointed a shaking finger toward her. You'll regret this, asterisk. Gayle didn't flinch. I don't respond to threats. Asterisk security approached gently, not touching her, simply waiting. Meghan hesitated, chest rising and falling rapidly, then grabbed her purse and walked stiffly toward the edge of the set. Heels clicking like gunshots. The camera stayed on Gayle the entire time. Only when Meghan finally stepped off stage did Gayle allow herself a breath. Asterisk Tony looked shell-shocked. Nate looked exhausted. Asterisk Gayle turned to the camera again. Posture perfect. Asterisk, we'll be right back, she said quietly. Then the red light blinked off, and the studio exhaled as one shaken. Stunned, and already aware that what had just happened was going to replay across the internet 1,000 times before noon.